उन सबको ईमानदारी का सर्टिफिकेट देते हैं जो 6-6 महीने से जेल में है। ये अरविंद केजरीवाल का मॉडल है कि मोहल्ला अस्पताल में अंदर तो कोई नहीं जाता, बाहर पशुओं की भरमार लगी रहती है। ये कल्पना कीजिए, जहाँ का शिक्षा मंत्री शराब घोटाले में मुख्य आरोपी हो, वो उसको कौन स्वीकार करेगा गुजरात में? उनको स्वीकार कर ही नहीं सकते, क्योंकि गुजरात का तो अपना मॉडल ही पूरा देश स्वीकार करता है। गुजरात नंबर 1 राज्य के रूप में दिखता है।
So viewers, many reactions coming in right now. When you are watching on your screen, just watch how he's enjoying the food, the sumptuous meal, entire courses after courses of food, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And not just that, viewers, there's an attendant you just saw come inside, serve him food and go back. VVIP treatment once again. Let's have a look into reactions. Shehzad Poonawala has also spoken and is calling it VVIP Maza, not Saza.
After claiming that a rapist was actually a physiotherapist giving physiotherapy to Satyendra Jain inside jail, which was actually a head massage and a chumpy and a foot massage, now another video has emerged in which Satyendra Jain can be seen served food which is not from the jail but from outside jail. He is served food by 2 other attendants as if he is in a resort or a restaurant, and there is a variety of delicacies and dishes that are placed before him, as if he's not there for saza of bhrashtachar, but maza of malish and restaurant food. This shows the kind of VVIP treatment that was being given to Satyendra Jain inside Tihar jail.
आम आदमी पार्टी के लोग अब कोर्ट में भी झूठ बोलने से बाज नहीं आ रहे हैं। कल हमने सुना कि आम आदमी पार्टी के वकील कह रहे हैं कि सत्येंद्र जैन का 28 किलो वजन कम हो गया क्योंकि उनको जेल में खाना नहीं मिल रहा। लेकिन आज जो वीडियो नजर आ रहे हैं उसमें ना सिर्फ खाना मिल रहा है बल्कि प्रॉपर खाना मिल रहा है, उनको मेवे तक मिल रहे हैं। ऐसा लग रहा है कि वो किसी जेल में नहीं है, किसी रिजॉर्ट के कमरे में बैठ के वहां पे लुत्फ उठा रहे हैं खाने का। और जो हमने देख रहे हैं, आप राइट साइड में देखें, मोटी तार भी नजर आ रही है, मुझे लगता है वो एयर कंडीशनिंग की तार है। ऐसा लग रहा है कि वो जेल में नहीं है, किसी रिजॉर्ट के अंदर लुत्फ उठा रहे हैं, अपनी छुट्टियों में मना रहे हैं। कि किस प्रकार का झूठ जो बोला जा रहा है वो आम आदमी पार्टी एक्सपोज हो गई है। खाना, मनपसंद खाना, मेवे मिलना और रोज मिलना, कोई ये एक दिन का वीडियो नहीं है, वो अलग अलग दिनों का वीडियो है। तो साफ नजर आ रहा है कि उनको बाहर से खाना मिल रहा है। अगर बैग में देखा जाए तो प्रॉपर बाहर से खाना आ रहा है। तो इस प्रकार का जो झूठ बोला जा रहा है आम आदमी पार्टी के द्वारा, जो बीमार हैं, उनको खाना नहीं मिल रहा, फिजियोथेरेपी हो रही, ये सब क्या चल रहा है?
And the probe continues in the Mangaluru blast, a terror probe being right now investigated. In fact, look at the recoveries which were made. Many recoveries, batteries recovered from the home of the accused Sharik, and entire terror plot right now being investigated. All kind of suspicious substances being recovered. But right now, viewers, some more breaking has come in. In fact, the Karnataka Home Minister had gone ahead. He had surveyed the site where the blast took place. He also said central agencies will be taking over the probe soon. But the Coimbatore police has arrested a 26-year-old man for ordering online chemicals used in explosive. Police are currently conducting investigation to find any links between him and also the Coimbatore blast. So more details coming out right now. Many reactions coming in as well as the Mangaluru plot where all kind of suspicious objects are being found and where many angles are coming out. Coimbatore link, we're talking about the Kerala link as well, and also links to international terrorist organizations. Let's play out all the reactions coming in on the breaking development.
Yesterday evening we have sent report to NIA. It goes through Ministry of Home Affairs and they will take this case over at an appropriate time. But let me clarify that NIA and other central agencies are involved in the investigation of the case right from beginning, right from the time we are. That is what we have been doing in Karnataka without waste of any time, because our collective aim of everyone, because there are even financial transactions. So there are cases, times when we even involve ED also right from the beginning. So all the agencies cooperate and work together. Formally, it will be taken over at appropriate time. So there are
Now he's stable now. His burn percentage is around 20-25%. 25% burn percentage is there. He's in one of the best burn centers in the city. Around 8 specialists are taking care of him, and we spoke to him also, me and the Home Minister spoke to him. He's fine, and he's under good care, and I think he'll recover in no time.
So what about the accused, Sharik, who is also undergoing the treatment at the hospital? What is his situation? And by when will the statement be recorded or further investigation? Because he is one of the main persons in this whole case.
Yeah, see, the accused, we should not be visiting him right now because it's under tight security. So me, not the local MLA Vedavyas Kamath, nor the Home Minister, we didn't visit the accused. But we have the police they have kept a good security there, and they are taking. We spoke to the doctors also. He has around 45% burn injuries are there, and I don't know the degree of burn, but 45% of burn degree this injury is there. I think he'll recover. He is not an old person also.
So we also see that there is some sort of terror outfit which is being coming out of whole of this blast which has happened. So any possibilities in the coming days that NIA or the central agencies will be taking over this case and investigating into the matter? Because as of now we see Karnataka police only doing that.
Yeah, now the Home Minister and the police officers they have briefed you already. The NIA has been contacted verbally on the phone. They have contacted them. They are already in action. They are not waiting for the papers to go from here or a formal letter or something like that. They're already in action. They're already in the place, and they're also looking into the matter. The formal taking over of the case or whatever will be decided by the central government.
Right, viewers, so the reactions coming in, and of course, you know, when the Karnataka Home Minister and the police had gone to the site, they said that the police said it was a clear attempt to destabilize, you know, the security of a country, destabilize a country. It was a very incident of a very communal nature. In fact, let's go ahead to Varshini as well. Now, Varshini will get us more details on the top update we have right now. Varshini, a 26-year-old has been arrested right now. Tell us about him. What kind of link the police is suspecting of him being linked? In fact, the Coimbatore blast is one link coming out, but what kind of a role is he suspected to have played in the probe which is happening?
Shivangi, if you see this particular person, this 26-year-old man who's been arrested right now, has a lot of criminal cases against him from the past as well, which has been registered in several different areas of the state of Tamil Nadu. And particularly, if you see, this person is now residing at a village called Sarvanampatti in Coimbatore district. And now he's been arrested for ordering online many chemical substances which are used to prepare explosive materials. And recently also, we saw that, you know, during the Coimbatore blast, the people who are currently arrested, the 6 accused who are serving prison time, also ordered chemicals only on online websites. Therefore, they are suspecting that this could be some sort of a link that has now emerged out of this whole investigation that the police are conducting. And also, since this person was also already a criminal, and he also has a lot of criminal cases against him, there is a very deeper investigation that the Coimbatore police are conducting right now, and they are also trying to see if there's any contact between these people who are in the prison right now for the Coimbatore blast, and also this person that had happened in the past before the blast is also being probed right now. Since the police are trying to make sure that any more such kind of online ordering is being prohibited and prevented from happening in the state of Tamil Nadu, they are making sure they're keeping track of all these websites and all the purchases made. And that is how this 26-year-old person from Coimbatore has now been taken under police custody after for interrogation after he ordered online all these substances.
Right, Varshini, thank you for getting us the details. Prajwal, in fact, we'll go to Prajwal very shortly as well. Prajwal is also going to join us live in just a moment. Prajwal, I don't know if you can hear me. If you can hear me, Prajwal, Varshini was talking about this latest development where a 26-year-old man has been arrested for having links now. And when it comes to what happened today, the Karnataka Home Minister and the police, they were in spot today, and they made couple of statements. One statement was the entire, blast was something which was of communal nature, and something that would, in fact, Sharik was trying, in fact, to kind of talk about terror, making people scared, destabilize the security of a country. These very important points that come out from that.
Absolutely, because now Shivangi, we also get to understand that Hindutva was being misused by Sharik over here, and they were trying to weaponize Hindutva. So this is something which was being repeatedly stated by the Home Minister of Karnataka as well as the DGP too, and their main modus operandi and their main agenda was to make sure that there were communal riots as well, and communal harmony between two communities would be disrupted completely, and therefore he had gone on to assume the identity of Prem Raj, and apart from Prem Raj, he had also gone on to use the Aadhaar card of yet another person called as Arun Kumar Gauli, under whose name he had gone on to take lodging in Coimbatore, which Varshini had earlier pointed out. So these two fake Aadhaar ID cards were used by the accused Sharik, and therefore he was trying to assume a Hindu identity and trying to carry out acts of terror in the names of Hindu to tarnish the name of the religion, but at the same point of time also create a communal disharmony in Mangaluru and especially coastal belt of Karnataka. Secondly, they are also focusing on investigation in 4 primary locations in Karnataka: Bengaluru, Mangaluru, Shivamogga and Mysuru, and so far 8 people have been taken for questioning. So the DG pointed out, saying that these people have only been taken in for questioning, but as of now only 4 people have been detained. So only 4 people have been detained, but apart from the 4 detainees, there are also 8 people who are being questioned, and it might be the it might even be the owner who had gone on to rent the house, or else even the mobile trainer for Sharik, one by the name of Mr. Prasad. So all these people are being called in only to go on and corroborate and try to find out as to how Sharik misled them and had gone on to get favors done for him, may it be procuring SIM cards or ID cards, renting a house, or even taking fake Aadhaar ID cards as well. And thirdly, what is very important over here is that the DGP has clearly clarified that he was not planning a low intensity blast. He was planning a high intensity blast, but by luck they were saved because the charges in the detonator did not go off in time, and if that would have gone off, then it would have been a major tragedy and many lives would have been lost in Mangaluru, and this would have definitely created a lot of problems. Over to you, Shivangi.
All right, so thank you Prajwal and thank you Varshini for joining us with all the details. So Prajwal and Varshini getting us multiple angles of the Mangaluru blast probe, where number one, a 26-year-old has been arrested. Police suspect that he had some kind of a link. He was trying to buy explosive material online, just like Sharik was found with explosive material. There was a lot of explosive material in his house. There was a lot of batteries and other kind of gelatin sticks in his home, which was recovered. And number two, Karnataka Home Minister there stepping in, going to the blast site as well and trying to understand the situation. The police hot on the heels of this case. In fact, they are still continuing their questioning in the case, like Prajwal told us. All right, it's time, viewers, to have a look at what else is making news from across India. Republic has accessed Shraddha's police complaint that she filed against her boyfriend Aftab exactly 2 years ago. In a letter dated November 23rd, 2020, Shraddha filed a police complaint at Mumbai's Vasai police station, where she complained that Aftab had tried to kill her and has been assaulting her for 6 months. In the 2020 letter, Shraddha mentioned specifically to the police on how Aftab tried to suffocate her, said he would chop her up into pieces, exactly what he ended up doing in May 2022. Shraddha informed that Aftab's parents were aware of the assaults, as they used to visit them on weekends and also give them blessings for the marriage. She clearly told police in her complaints that if anything untoward happened, Aftab would be responsible, as he was constantly blackmailing her and that she wanted to leave him. Fresh videos of Apni Party Satyendra Jain emerged from Tihar jail in which he is seen eating uncooked vegetables and fruits in his cell. Days after the minister moved to a city court alleging that he is not being provided raw food as per his religious beliefs.
बाहर ऊपर सत्याचार अंदर भ्रष्टाचार, तो ये बिल्कुल पंक्तियां जो हैं आम आदमी पार्टी पर स्थापित होती हैं और उनका बहुत अच्छे से व्याख्यान करती हैं कि लगातार किस प्रकार से आपराधिक छवि वाले व्यक्तित्व जो है राजनीति में आए और राजनीति को ही बदनाम करना शुरू कर दिया। आप सोचिए कि एक मंत्री जो जेल काट रहा है, सज़ा में है, कई केसेस में उसकी इन्वेस्टिगेशन चल रही है, तो पहले तो उसको मंत्री से ही नहीं हटाया गया, उसको मंत्री बना के रखा गया। फिर वो जेल के अंदर बैठ के उगराई का काम करता है, फिरौती का काम करता है, और जेल के अंदर पूरा ऐशो आराम चल रहा है, टीवी चल रहा है, पैर मालिश करने के लिए लोग रखे हुए हैं, भोजन पैक्ड आ रहा है और सब किस्म की सुख सुविधा जेल के अंदर उनको प्रोवाइड की जा रही है।
Sources in Tihar jail also said that, contrary to Jain's lawyers' claim, he had lost 28 kgs during his time in jail. He has gained 8 kgs during his stay behind the bars. Earlier sources from Jain's side had claimed that he had lost 2 kilograms after the jail authorities have stopped providing him fruits and vegetables, and a total of 28 kgs during his time in prison.
After claiming that a rapist was actually a physiotherapist giving physiotherapy to Satyendra Jain inside jail, which was actually a head massage and a champi and a foot massage, now another video has emerged in which Satyendra Jain can be seen served food which is not from the jail but from outside jail. He is served food by 2 other attendants as if he is in a resort or a restaurant, and there is a variety of delicacies and dishes that are placed before him, as if he's not there for saza of bhrashtachar but maza of malish and restaurant food. This shows the kind of vvip treatment that was being given to Satyendra Jain inside Tihar jail.
25-year-old man allegedly stabbed to death his father, mother, sister and grandmother following a quarrel in southwest Delhi's area. Accused, identified as Keshav, has been arrested. The deceased have been identified as father, mother Darshana, sister Urvashi and grandmother Divana Devi. Income Tax Department raids continue at the residence of TRS Minister Malla Reddy. His son and son-in-law, the minister's son, fell sick and was immediately rushed to a local hospital for treatment. TRS Minister Reddy visited the hospital and claimed his elder son was in pain after he was assaulted during raids. In a video that's emerged, TRS MLA was seen catching the collar of a government official in Telangana. Reportedly, the TRS MLA was angry after he was invited late for the school's inauguration and before he arrived as the Zilla Parishad chairman inaugurated the school by cutting a ribbon. Days after Mangaluru blast, Karnataka Home Minister and DGP visited the site. Investigating officer briefed the DGP and Home Minister over the blast and took them through the CCTV footage. This comes after alleged terror links have become the focus in the probe. CV Anand Bose has now taken oath as the new governor of West Bengal. Bose, who was named the new governor, now took oath at Raj Bhavan. The new governor was administered the oath by the Chief Justice of High Court, and Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee and other dignitaries were also present at the site.
I, Dr. C.V. Anand Bose, do swear in the name of God that I will faithfully execute the office of the Governor of West Bengal and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect and defend the Constitution and the law, and that I will devote myself to the service and well-being of the people of West Bengal.
Viewers, much more coming up on the other side. Republic accesses Shraddha's 2020 letter to police. Did Shraddha try to raise an alarm?
people killed Shraddha? Was Aftab alone, or is the system to be blamed equally? There is this letter that has been accessed by Republic of 2020 that Shraddha wrote to the cops. She went to the police station. She actually told them that I fear Aftab might kill me. But what happened next? No one knows. The reason why we are at Republic are asking how many killers of Shraddha? That's a burning question tonight at 8 on Republic.
After the spa treatment expose, Tihar CCTV footage shows Aam Aadmi Party minister's sumptuous meals in the jail cell.
दिल्ली में आम आदमी पार्टी का स्वास्थ्य मंत्री जेल में है 6 महीने से और जेल में मज़े और मसाज दोनों का आनंद उठा रहे हैं.
BJP lashes out, claims resort like 5-star jail services for Aam Aadmi minister Satyendra Jain. Shraddha's 2020 letter to Maharashtra police reveals Aftab had threatened to kill and chop her into pieces. Why did the police not act on Shraddha's complaint in 2020? Maharashtra Deputy Chief Minister assures investigation. Karnataka police confirms communal plot as details emerge on how Sharik wanted to peddle the fake Hindu terror narrative. Very good afternoon and thank you for tuning in. You're watching the news at 4:30. I'm Suesha Sawant, and the letter that has brought a whole new angle to the Shraddha murder case because she had highlighted what was happening between her and Aftab. Not just this, she had taken it to the cops. She had told the cops that she was being beaten up for a good 6 months and he had threatened to strangulate her. He had threatened that he will kill her and chop her into pieces. Exactly how her life ended. While one can call this a premonition, but she knew it all. And she had taken this matter to the cops, which is why questions are now being raised on why was this complaint not taken seriously back in 2020? Why was nothing done about it back then when Shraddha had categorically, in black and white, in a written complaint, taken the matter to the cops, saying that Aftab was suffocating her, he was trying to kill her, he had threatened to strangulate her, he had threatened that he'll kill her and chop her into pieces. It was happening over 6 months when he had been hitting her so much so that the letter ends at a point where she says that if anything happens to her life, she would hold Aftab responsible for it. She's also gone on to say that I'm not willing to live with him. So in case of any kind of physical damage, he will be responsible. He's been blackmailing to kill me or hurt me. And most importantly, Aftab's parents were aware of everything that was happening. Aftab's parents knew that he used to abuse her. They were also responsible in telling her that he had changed and that she should stay in the relationship. Aftab was emotionally blackmailing her. Now, of course, Devendra Fadnavis, Deputy Chief Minister of Maharashtra, has said that the matter will be looked into, and had they acted upon this on time, Shraddha could have survived. Listen into that statement.
देखिए, वो पत्र मेरे पास भी आया है, मैंने उसको देखा है, बहुत सीरियस पत्र है उसके ऊपर क्यों कार्रवाई नहीं हुई, इसकी जांच हमको करनी पड़ेगी। मैं किसी पर दोषारोपण नहीं करना चाहता, लेकिन इस प्रकार के पत्रों पर कार्रवाई अगर नहीं हुई तो ऐसी घटनाएं होती है, इसलिए जरूर उसकी जांच की जाएगी।
क्या आपको लग रहा है जान बच सकती थी यदि कार्रवाई कर ली तो?
जी बिल्कुल, ऐसा है, कार्रवाई होती तो शायद जान। देखिए, वो पत्र मेरे पास भी आया है, मैंने उसको देखा है, बहुत सीरियस पत्र है। उसके ऊपर क्यों कार्रवाई नहीं हुई, इसकी जांच हमको करनी पड़ेगी। मैं किसी पर दोषारोपण नहीं करना चाहता, लेकिन इस प्रकार के पत्रों पर कार्रवाई अगर नहीं हुई तो ऐसी घटनाएं होती है, इसलिए जरूर उसकी जांच की जाएगी।
क्या आपको लग रहा है जान बच सकती थी यदि कार्रवाई कर ली तो?
जी बिल्कुल, ऐसा है, कार्रवाई होती तो शायद जान बच भी जाती।
My colleague Sandeep joining us live on the broadcast from outside that police station in Palghar, where Sandeep, the cops must answer. Why is it that when they had received this complaint from Shraddha in 2020 that they not look into the matter? It could not get clearer in that. She's written it in black and white and in every detail of how she was being beaten up for over 6 months. He had threatened to kill her and said that he'll chop her body into pieces. He had threatened to strangulate her. She's ending the letter by saying that if anything happens to her, and she's stated that she doesn't want to live with him. She's continued by writing, if anything happens to her, then Aftab must be held responsible. This is huge. Why has this not been looked into? What are the cops saying now?
See, biggest negligence from the Tulinj police station where I am standing right now is that, remember, on 23rd of November, if a complaint is also filed and a girl is stating that the person whom I'm living with could kill me at any point of time, and I am very much not secured with him, and in fact the family members of Aftab Poonawala were aware the kind of physical violence he used to do. Despite all that fact, as soon as the complaint was lodged, why there was no medical test done of Shraddha Walkar? Why there was a delay? In fact, not even FIR was registered initially. Although after 20 days, the family members of Aftab Poonawala did a settlement. A compromise was done between Shraddha Walkar by mutual understanding. That's what the closure report of the complaint says, that there was a settlement between Aftab Poonawala and Shraddha Walkar after the family members of Aftab Poonawala intervened and requested Shraddha to take the case back. So definitely biggest, a lot of loopholes in the investigation and the inquiry that was carried out, and in fact following everything, Tulinj police station didn't took any kind of FIR, neither any action was initiated. Rather, in 26 days, the inquiry was over, and Shraddha was initially, in fact, forced by Aftab Poonawala's family members to withdraw the case. You can understand if at that point of time Tulinj police station and in fact the officials at Tulinj police would have reacted and taken an action on Aftab Poonawala, then this would have not come. This day would not have come, and in fact Shraddha would have survived.
Absolutely, and also she's clearly mentioned in that letter that I'm living with him because we are supposed to get married. That means this was a clear understanding between the two that they were going to get married, but he was obviously not fulfilling that commitment. And she's also written in that letter that his parents are aware, they are okay with the fact that they want to get married and they have their blessings, and the parents had requested her to take back the complaint. But let's also understand, Sandeep, that 20 days where the complaint was with the police. After 20 days, she came back and took the complaint. What had happened in that time? Did the cops question her on why she had filed the complaint in the first place? Is she still living with Aftab? Will she continue living with Aftab? Does she want any sort of protection? I mean, some sort of procedure should have been followed at that time. And today we hear the Maharashtra government saying that this should certainly have been looked into, and now they'll carry out an inquiry. But fact is, Shraddha is gone. These complaints need to be looked into very seriously.
See, indeed, it is a very serious case, and that is why the Deputy Chief Minister and the Home Minister of Maharashtra mentioned clearly that it is on the serious note, we will conduct an inquiry in this case. And in fact, remember, what we understand from the senior police officials out here, the police official who was in fact posted out here when Shraddha Walkar was, had come up to file up the complaint. The new police officer is out here posted, and he mentions that at that point of time police requested her to file an FIR, and despite everything the FIR was not taken because Shraddha Walkar mentioned that Aftab Poonawala parents requested her, and she is convinced by the parents' request, and following which she does not want to file a case. So definitely there are several other loopholes also which needs to get investigated.
Stay on with us, Sandeep. DCP Virar has spoken to Republic. Let's listen into what he said.
इस मामले में जो भी ज़रूरी कार्रवाई करनी थी वो कार्रवाई पुलिस की तरफ से की गई है। जो अर्जी दी गई थी, अर्जी के ऊपर में जांच हुई है। जांच के बाद में खुद जो कंप्लेनेंट ने लिखित बयान दिया है कि उसकी अब कोई कंप्लेंट या तकरार रही नहीं है, और जो उसका जो ये था फ्रेंड था, उसके फ्रेंड के माँ बाप ने आके उनको मतलब समझाया था दोनों को भी, और अभी उसकी कोई तकरार नहीं है, ऐसा करके उसने रिटर्न स्टेटमेंट दिया था, और जिसके चलते वो मतलब वहीं पे वो क्लोज हो गया।
My colleague Piyush, who had sent us this report earlier of how the case is proceeding and what the investigating team in Delhi is now looking into.
The Delhi police once again reached Aftab's residence over here at Chhatarpur D93/1 to get that crucial piece of evidence. As you can see from the visuals that are being presented to you by my video journalist Vijay Deshwar, you can see that this is the same very flat where Aftab reportedly killed Shraddha and then chopped her body pieces into 35 parts. Now, this is going to be very interesting to see that what evidences Delhi police has been able to get from this very flat where this heinous act would have occurred. Now, what we've been told is that the Delhi police, from the assistance of the officials of CFSL, got a very big lead when they were able to get some blood stains from the tiles in the kitchen and bathroom of this very flat. Now, if this blood stains matches the DNA that of Shraddha, this is going to be definitely a very big achievement of Delhi police, which is solely relying right now on the circumstantial evidence to get Aftab nailed in this case. This flat only where several evidences may be stored, which the Delhi police is relying on to nail Aftab. The major evidences which right now the Delhi police has been able to get from this flat is the rough sketch, clothes of Shraddha and Aftab that may help them in getting that very DNA which may help in getting Aftab nailed, and also now several sharp objects. Besides this, there have also been blood stains now which have been found by the team of CFSL experts on the tiles of bathroom and kitchen in this very flat. So as I said, that this flat is of utmost importance to Delhi police, and yes, the officials of Delhi police is going to leave no stone unturned to make sure that they get all the evidences, not only from this flat but also from the forest of Mehroli, the vacant area of Gurugram, the pond at Maidangadi, to nail Aftab for the heinous crime that he may have committed. With video journalist Shraddha Deshwar, this is Piyush Ohri reporting for Republic TV.
And this explosive letter that has caused ripples. Remember, the police is saying that important action had been taken over this complaint. Whatever needed to be done by the police back then was done, and the complainant, that is Shraddha in this case, had given a written statement saying that she no more had any complaints. Does this mean that Aftab's parents had convinced Shraddha to take back the complaint? All of 20 days that Shraddha had filed the complaint and it was with the police. Then later on, after 20 days, she came back to the police station and said that she's taking back the complaint. On whose word did Shraddha do that? She's also written in that letter that Aftab's parents knew of all that was brewing between them, of the abuse that was caused to her, of the very fact that they were planning to get married, and that they also visited their house during the weekend? Is it Aftab's parents who knew everything of what was happening, who also knew that their son abused Shraddha, hit Shraddha, beat up Shraddha, so much so that he had threatened her that he will strangle her and he will cut her body parts into pieces? Did they know? And despite that, they asked her to take back the complaint. That's the big question. On that note, we are slipping into a very short commercial break. We'll be back on this very point after this break. Stay with us. And the other big stories we are tracking for you this afternoon. Karnataka police has confirmed communal plot as details emerge on how Sharik wanted to peddle the fake Hindu terror narrative. Tensions continue on Assam-Meghalaya border after 6 deaths. Republic reports from the clash site. Thank you for staying with Republic, and we now get you details of how 6 people, including a forest guard, were killed in violence at a disputed area on the Assam-Meghalaya border in the early hours of Tuesday morning after a truck allegedly laden with illegally felled timber was intercepted by the forest guards from Assam. A team of Meghalaya ministers will meet Union Home Minister Amit Shah on the 24th of November and seek a central agency probe into this matter. The Assam government, however, has said that it will hand over the probe to a central or neutral agency. Republic was on the ground at the clash site, reporting on what had happened and how things unfolded. Take a look.
The Assam-Meghalaya border in West Karbi Anglong district of Assam and the West Zentia Hill district of Meghalaya is now shrouded with an eerie silence. I am right now in Mokoilum village, one of the forward village in the Assam-Meghalaya border, and exactly 10 kilometers from this spot is the place where the situation turned violent yesterday morning, which resulted in death of 6 individuals, including one forest guard from Assam. After the incident, an undeclared emergency situation exists along the border, and I would like to ask my Vijay Ashok to show this visuals. The market is completely empty. Most of the shops and establishments remain closed. There is no vehicular movement along the border. Both the states have restricted movement from one state to another after the violence. Yesterday, internet has been suspended in Meghalaya, Jaintia Hills and the Khasi Hills district, and also all the government events have been cancelled. Chief Minister Conrad Sangma is visiting the spot in Mukro today where the violence took place yesterday. This road I am standing on now is a border road, and it leads to Mukro, the same village where the situation turned violent yesterday along the Assam-Meghalaya border. And you can see there is no movement of any vehicle on this road as of now. Vehicular movement have been completely restricted by both the states, though there is no official order in this regard. The local police deployed along the border have advised that the roads that leads to Meghalaya should not be taken, should not be frequented if not at all necessary. Meanwhile, we have also got to know that around 3 kilometers ahead of Mukro, the spot where the incident took place yesterday, in which 6 people have lost their life, including a forest guard from Assam, local villagers have blocked the road by felling trees. I am joined by one local youth from Mokoilum village along the border. उस तरफ क्या रास्ता बंद करके रखा हुआ है अभी?
हाँ, उन लोग लाकड़ी वो काट के वो रास्ता में ब्लॉक कर रखा है, तो हम लोग भी नहीं जा सकता और उन लोग भी नहीं आ सकता इधर। तो हम लोग को बोला था जहाँ पे जाने के लिए भी हम लोग को भी मना कर रहा है पुलिस लोग ने, तो हम लोग मुश्किल हो रहा है अभी।
यहाँ पर भी आप लोगों को भी काफ़ी परेशानियों का सामना करना पड़ रहा होगा कल से।
हाँ, वो मेरा दुकान है, तो जहाँ पे खसिया लोग आता है रोज़ दिन, तो जहाँ पे वो प्रॉब्लम का वजह से नहीं आ पा रहा है, तो हम लोग भी वो आदमी भी कम हो रहा है दुकान में भी।
अभी यहाँ पर कोई लोकल लीडर एमएलए वगैरह एमएससी वगैरह आए थे क्या हालत का जायज़ा लेने के लिए?
नहीं, उन लोग नहीं आता है, तो आज आने वाला है, तो आएगा कि नहीं? तो कल में तो आने वाला था, लेकिन उन लोग कोई भी नहीं आता है।
कल क्या हुआ था वहाँ पर? आप वहाँ पर मौजूद थे?
हाँ, मतलब हम लोग एक गाड़ी पकड़ा था, वो खैरोनी से जो प्रोटेक्शन आया तो लोग पकड़ा था, तो हम लोग उधर कैंप का ही है ना, तो हम लोग भी गया था साथ में। तो बाद में बहुत ज़्यादा भीड़ हुआ, भीड़ होके मतलब वो लोग दाव सब लाठी साठी लेके आके मतलब पूरा हम लोग का ऊपर अटैक हुआ, तो फायरिंग भी हुआ और हम लोग का घाट का आदमी भी एक मर गया। और जो कैंप था हम लोग का कैंप भी जला के, मेरा बाइक भी था उसमें, एक बाइक भी जल गया, कैंप से सब जल गया, जितना था उधर अंदर जितना सामान था सब जल गया।
फायरिंग उस साइड से भी हुआ था क्या?
उस साइड से भी हुआ था शायद, मतलब पूरा कंफर्म नहीं है, इतना ज़्यादा भीड़ था। हम लोग जैसे तैसे मतलब खुद का जान के लिए वो है ना, इसलिए मतलब जैसे तैसे बच गया उधर से।
जो झुंड आया था, लोगों का जो झुंड था, वो कितने लोग थे वहाँ पर जो पब्लिक आ गए थे? जो
1000 जैसा होगा टोटल, और मेघालय पुलिस भी था 4-5।
फिर आप लोग कैसे फिर वहाँ से निकल करके आए?
ब्लैंक फायरिंग भी हुआ, और फायरिंग हुआ तो मतलब थोड़ा खाली हुआ, तो हम लोग जैसे जैसे उधर से भाग के आया।
गोली आपके बिल्कुल बगल से गया?
हाँ, एक गोली मेरा इधर साइड से गया था। वो गोली शायद वो लोग का मेघालय पुलिस का होगा शायद। जो गोली मेरे कान के सामने से गया, वो गोली मेघालय पुलिस का होगा मेरा ख्याल से।
मेघालय पुलिस भी आ गया था उस?
हाँ, उस टाइम में था।
Time now for a short commercial break. On the other side, we get you details of the big focus on national security. That is what Home Minister Amit Shah says, that there is zero tolerance and that is the only motto. This is the biggest interview, several reactions pouring in. All of that on the other side. Stay with us.
How many people killed Shraddha? Was Aftab alone, or is the system to be blamed equally? There is this letter that has been accessed by Republic of 2020 that Shraddha wrote to the cops. She went to the police station. She actually told them that I fear Aftab might kill me. But what happened next? No one knows. The reason why we at Republic are asking how many killers of Shraddha? That's a burning question tonight at 8 on Republic.
Thank you for staying with Republic, and we now get you details of another gruesome murder in the national capital, where a family of 4 were hacked to death after the son, who had returned from rehab, was a drug addict, killed his parents, his sister and his grandmother in this brutal murder in Palam. Take a look at this report.
Addiction of alcohol and drugs, a man with a criminal record, and this is what unfolded in the national capital. 4 of a family murdered in New Delhi, and the alleged murderer is the member of the same family. The horrific crime took place in Palam area. The accused allegedly murdered his father, mother, sister and grandmother. As per the initial investigation, constant quarrel in the family seems to be the motive behind the murder. In fact, the details coming out suggest that the accused was an alcoholic and unemployed and would frequently engage in arguments with the family members. The accused, however, was arrested from the scene of crime as he was attempting to flee from the scene. Bureau Report for Republic TV.
Time now for a short break. On the other side, after the spa treatment expose, Tihar CCTV footage shows Aam Aadmi Party minister sumptuous meals in the jail cell. BJP lashes out, claims resort like 5-star jail services for Satyendra Jain. It is the biggest election interview on India's election headquarters. Amit Shah speaks to Arnab Goswami.
और मुझे पूरा भरोसा है कि 2022 के विधानसभा चुनाव में अब तक के सारे रिकॉर्ड सबसे ज्यादा सीट प्राप्त करने के और सबसे ज्यादा मत प्राप्त करने के हम तोड़कर प्रचंड बहुमत के साथ सरकार बनाने जा रहे हैं। भारतीय जनता पार्टी इस बार 50% से ज्यादा वोट प्राप्त करने जा रही है।
Amit Shah exudes confidence in yet another thumping victory as he says that the BJP will surpass the 50% tally.
कोई किसी भी कार्ड को प्ले करे, भारत की जनता और विशेषकर गुजरात की जनता इतनी भोली भाली नहीं है कि एक दो टोचकों से या एक दो स्टेटमेंट से किसी और बह जाए।
Amit Shah dismisses the Aam Aadmi Party factor, says Congress the principal opposition in Gujarat.
कर कुछ भी देगा, कोई भी पत्रिका देगा, सब लोग ले लेंगे, एक्सेप्ट कर लेंगे, सब लोग ले लेंगे। मगर वोट देते वक्त सब लोग अपना माइंड भी अप्लाई करते हैं, ट्रैक रिकॉर्ड भी देखते हैं और विश्वसनीयता भी देखते हैं। विश्वसनीयता के आधार पर जिनको वो जानते हैं उन्हीं को वोट देंगे।
Amit Shah hits out at those promising freebies, says people of Gujarat laugh at these freebie cards.
कांग्रेस को प्रिंसिपल ऑपोजिशन क्यों कह रहे हैं गुजरात?
क्योंकि वो है, मैं स्पेकुलेशन के आधार पर तो नहीं कर सकता। जमीनी हकीकत में वो है। आज ऑपोजिशन गुजरात असेंबली में कांग्रेस ही है, जमीन पर भी कांग्रेस है।
Amit Shah's three-way fight does not work in Gujarat is the remark that he has made. This has become the biggest talking point in the run-up to the elections.
जहां तक देश की आंतरिक सुरक्षा और बाह्य सुरक्षा का सवाल है, इसके खिलाफ किसी भी खतरे के लिए हमारी जीरो टॉलरेंस की नीति बरकरार रहेगी और दृढ़ता के साथ आगे बढ़ेगी।
Big focus on national security. Home Minister says zero tolerance is the only motto. He marks internal security as the biggest issue. Good evening, you're watching the news at 5 p.m. I'm Suesha Sawant, and well, political reactions continue to pour in on the biggest interview captured this election season. Arnab Goswami in conversation with Home Minister Amit Shah, who on the Mangaluru blast said that the biggest issue that the country is facing is internal security, and that happens to be a problem both for the centre and the state that the centre is looking at very closely, where the only motto is zero tolerance. The Karnataka Home Minister has now responded to this interview. He said that Amit Shah's statement reflects BJP's ideology on the iron fist policy. Let's listen into that statement he's made.
ಸರ್, ಈಗ ಮೊನ್ನೆ ಹರಿಯಾಣದ ಸೂರಜ್ಕುಂಡ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೆದಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಅಖಿಲ ಭಾರತ ಮಟ್ಟದ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಟೇಟಿನ ಹೋಮ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ಸ್, IG ಮತ್ತು SS ಸಭೆಯಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಮಾನ್ಯ ನಮ್ಮ ಕೇಂದ್ರದ ಗೃಹ ಸಚಿವರು ಅಮಿತ್ ಶಾ ಅವರು ಇದನ್ನು ಬಹಳ ಒತ್ತು ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆಂತರಿಕ ಭದ್ರತೆಯ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯಿಂದ ಟೆರರಿಸ್ಟ್ ಸಂಘಟನೆಗಳು ಯಾವುದಿದ್ದಾವೆ ಇದು ಮಟ್ಟ ಹಾಕೋ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯಿಂದ ಆದ್ಯತೆ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ರಾಜ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ವಿಶೇಷವಾದಂಥ ಆದ್ಯತೆಯನ್ನು ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ನೋಡಿ, ಶಿವಮೊಗ್ಗದಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೆದಂಥ ಒಂದು ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಕೊಲೆ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನದ ಪ್ರಕರಣದಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿಯ ಪೊಲೀಸರು ಡೀಟೇಲ್ ಹುಡುಕಿದ್ರಿಂದಾಗಿ ಒಂದು ಬಾಂಬನ್ನು ತಯಾರು ಮಾಡಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೋಡ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಥ ಟ್ರಯಲ್ ನೋಡಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಒಂದು ಸಂಗತಿ ಬೆಳಕಿಗೆ ಬಂತು. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಇವರೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಇದ್ದರು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮಂಗಳೂರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರು ಬ್ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾನೆ ಇವರೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಹೀಗೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಬೆನ್ನು ಹತ್ತಿ ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣವಾಗಿ ಇವರು ಜಾಲಾಡುವಂಥ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಈ ಏನು ಟೆರರಿಸ್ಟ್ ಮತಾಂಧ ಶಕ್ತಿಗಳಿದ್ದಾವೆ ಇವುಗಳನ್ನು ಸ್ತಬ್ಧ ಮಾಡುವಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೆಲಸ ಆಗ್ತಾಯಿದೆ. ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ರಾಜ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾಳ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಆದ್ಯತೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಒಳ್ಳೊಳ್ಳೆ ಅಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳನ್ನು ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ನೇಮಕ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟಿಗೇಷನ್ ಆಫೀಸರ್ಸನ್ನು ನೇಮಕ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ ಮತ್ತು ಎಲ್ಲ ಒಂದು ಟೀಮ್ ಆಗಿ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈಗ ಮಂಗಳೂರಿನ ಬಾಂಬ್ ಬ್ಲಾಸ್ಟನ್ನು ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅವತ್ತು ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಗಳಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದ, ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ಉಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಹಿತಿಗಳನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇವತ್ತು ತಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವನು ಎದ್ದು ಮಾತನಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಬಹಳ ಮಾಹಿತಿಗಳು ಬರ್ತದೆ, ಬಹಳ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಜಾಲ ಹೊರಗೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಅದನ್ನ ವೆಯ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ.
So that was the reaction that came in from the Karnataka Home Minister, where he says that the BJP has a very, very firm approach when it comes to issues of internal security and how the government is tackling it. Most importantly, on the government's position and the iron fist approach that the government takes when it comes to national security. Arnab Goswami in conversation with Amit Shah on this very issue. Listen into that particular excerpt.
मगर राष्ट्रीय सुरक्षा के मुद्दे पर एक सवाल मेरा ये है कि जब मैं देखता हूँ कि नवरात्रि के समय में, क्योंकि कई डेवलपमेंट जब होती है तो सोशल फैब्रिक को अपसेट करने वाले लोग होते हैं. ये सब जो हुआ था नवरात्रि के समय में खेड़ा में देखा, 2-3 अन्य जगहों पर आपने भी नोटिस किया होगा, आपके पास रिपोर्ट आई होगी कि कोई पत्थरबाजी हुई, कुछ हुई. क्या आपको लगता है ये सब ऐसे आइसोलेटेड इंसिडेंसेस है, क्या फिर उसके पीछे भी कोई बड़ी षड्यंत्र है? और उसके साथ एक जुड़ा वाला मुद्दा है जो आपने आइडियोलॉजी की बात कही, और आप गृह मंत्री है देश के, आपके गृह मंत्री रहते हुए और ये मोदी सरकार के टाइम पे कोई बड़े टेरर अटैक्स थैंकफुली नहीं हुए हैं देश में, मगर जिहादी थ्रेट जो है, कोयम्बतूर की एक इंसिडेंट आती है, अभी 2-3-4 दिन पहले मंगलौर की इंसिडेंट आ गई, जो वो ब्लास्ट जहाँ पे होनी थी रेलवे स्टेशन या बस स्टेशन पे नहीं हुई, पहले ही फूट गई। क्या आपको लगता है कि ये सारे मुद्दे जो हैं इनको डील करने के लिए और एक टफ अप्रोच चाहिए? जिस तरह से आपने 370 हटा दी, जिस तरह से आपने पीएफआई का बैन करा दिया, आपने रिसेंटली एक इंटरनेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस में कहा है, और आप कह सकते हैं कि ये सारे मुद्दे इलेक्शन के साथ जुड़े नहीं है, मगर आपने खुद माना है अभी कि लोग इसके बारे में सोचते हैं। आपने इंटरनेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस में कहा नो मनी फॉर टेरर, नो मनी नो टेरर वाली बात आपने कही। तो इस पर जितने हमारे दर्शक है और राष्ट्रीय स्तर पर दर्शक है वो जानना चाहते हैं कि इस पर और क्या किया जा सकता है, इसको बिल्कुल इस प्रॉब्लम को एलिमिनेट करने के लिए।
जहां तक देश की आंतरिक सुरक्षा और बाह्य सुरक्षा का सवाल है, इसके खिलाफ किसी भी खतरे के लिए हमारी जीरो टॉलरेंस की नीति बरकरार रहेगी और दृढ़ता के साथ आगे बढ़ेगी। इसमें किसी को कोई संशय रखने की जरूरत नहीं है। हमने ढेर सारे कानूनों में परिवर्तन किया है। हमने यूएपीए को कानून में संशोधन किया और कठोर बनाया। इसके साथ साथ हमने एनआईए कानून में परिवर्तन कर विदेशों तक उसके जांच करने का दायरा बनाया। संगठन के साथ साथ व्यक्ति को भी टेररिस्ट घोषित करने का अधिकार एनआईए को हमने दिया है। एनआईए पहले सिर्फ टेररिस्ट ऑर्गेनाइजेशनों की जांच की, इसके साथ हमने नारकोटिक्स को भी डाला, क्योंकि नारकोटिक्स का फाइनेंस या टेररिज्म का धन का स्रोत बना हुआ है। इसके साथ हमने वामपंथी उग्रवाद को भी डाला। एनआईए के दायरे को बढ़ाकर उसको सुग्रथित किया है और ये 3 साल के अंदर एनआईए को हमने और 9 राज्यों में पहुंचाया है और हमारा लक्ष्य 24 आते आते देश के हर राज्य के अंदर एनआईए का एक सुदृढ़ तंत्र बनेगा। और भारत सरकार की सारी एजेंसियां बड़ी मुस्तैदी के साथ भारत की आंतरिक सुरक्षा को मजबूत करने के लिए बहुत पैनी नजर रखकर सजग है। घटना तो कभी भी कोई भी हो सकती है, मगर यहाँ षड्यंत्र करना संभव नहीं है। इक्की दुक्की घटना करना वो कभी भी इतने बड़े देश में कोई कर सकता है, परंतु इसके पीछे जिस प्रकार का एजेंसियों का फॉलोअप है, इसके बाद इसका फैलाव नहीं।
और ये जो आईसिस आइडियोलॉजी वाले लोग हैं, जिहादी आइडियोलॉजी वाले लोग हैं,
देखिए आईसिस की आइडियोलॉजी हो या जिहादी आइडियोलॉजी हो या पीएफआई पहले जो अपनी प्रवृत्तियां करता था वो हो, जिस दिन कोई भी विचार, कोई भी संगठन, कोई भी गतिविधि इस देश की इंटरनल सिक्योरिटी के लिए खतरा बनेगी, इसको हम सहन नहीं करेंगे और बहुत दृढ़ता के साथ इसको क्रश करेंगे।
And on to the top stories this afternoon. Republic has accessed Shraddha Walkar's police complaint that she filed against her boyfriend Aftab Amin Poonawala exactly 2 years ago in 2020. The letter dated November 23rd, where Shraddha had filed a police complaint at Mumbai's Vasai police station, where she had complained that Aftab had tried to kill her and had been assaulting her for over 6 months. In the 2020 letter, Shraddha mentioned specifically to the police on how Aftab had tried to suffocate her and said that he would chop her body into pieces, exactly what happened eventually in May 2022. Shraddha informed that Aftab's parents were aware of the assaults as they used to visit them over the weekends and also give their blessings to the couple for marriage. She clearly said in that letter to the police that if anything untoward happens, Aftab would be solely responsible for it. He was constantly blackmailing her and she wanted to leave him. Fresh videos of the Aam Aadmi Party Minister Satyendra Jain that had emerged from Tihar jail, in which he was seen eating uncooked vegetables and fruits in his cell. Days after the minister moved to city court alleging that he is not being provided raw food as per his religious beliefs.
बाहर ऊपर सत्याचार अंदर भ्रष्टाचार, तो ये बिल्कुल पंक्तियां जो हैं आम आदमी पार्टी पर स्थापित होती हैं और उनका बहुत अच्छे से व्याख्यान करती है कि लगातार किस प्रकार से आपराधिक छवि वाले व्यक्तित्व जो हैं राजनीति में आए और राजनीति को ही बदनाम करना शुरू कर दिया। आप सोचिए कि एक मंत्री जो जेल काट रहा है, सज़ा में है, कई केसेस में उसकी इन्वेस्टिगेशन चल रही है, तो पहले तो उसको मंत्री से ही नहीं हटाया गया, उसको मंत्री बना के रखा गया। फिर वो जेल के अंदर बैठ के उगराई का काम करता है, फिरौती का काम करता है, और जेल के अंदर पूरा ऐशो आराम चल रहा है, टीवी चल रहा है, पैर मालिश करने के लिए लोग रखे हुए हैं, भोजन पैक्ड आ रहा है और सब किस्म की सुख सुविधा जेल के अंदर उनको प्रोवाइड की जा रही है।
Sources in Tihar jail also said that contrary to Jain's lawyer's claim that he had lost 28 kgs during this time in jail, he had gained 8 kilograms during his stay behind the bars. Earlier, sources had said from Jain's side had claimed that he had lost 2 kgs after the jail authorities stopped providing him fruits and vegetables, and a total of 28 kgs during his time in prison is what he's gained. Now, according to the plea filed in court by Jain, who was arrested by the ED in a money laundering case in May, he had been surviving on fruits, vegetables, seeds and dry fruits for the last 6 months. He was purchasing these from his quota of ration available to all inmates.
After claiming that a rapist was actually a physiotherapist giving physiotherapy to Satyendra Jain inside jail, which was actually a head massage and a chumpy and a foot massage. Now another video has emerged in which Satyendra Jain can be seen served food which is not from the jail but from outside jail. He is served food by 2 other attendants as if he is in a resort or a restaurant, and there is a variety of delicacies and dishes that are placed before him as if he is not there for saza of bhrashtachar but maza of malish and restaurant food. This shows the kind of vvip treatment that was being given to Satyendra Jain inside Tihar jail.
A 25-year-old man allegedly stabbed to death his father, mother, sister and grandmother following a quarrel in southwest Delhi's Palam area. The accused, identified as Keshav, has been arrested. The deceased was identified as father Dinesh, mother Darshana, sister Urvashi and grandmother Divana Devi. Income Tax Department raids continue at the residences of TRS Minister Malla Reddy, his son and son-in-law. The minister's son fell sick and was immediately rushed to a local hospital for treatment. TRS Minister Malla Reddy visited the hospital and claimed his elder son was in pain after he was assaulted during the raids. In a video that emerged, TRS MLA was seen catching the collar of a government official in Jogalamba, Garhwal, Telangana. Now, reportedly, the TRS MLA was angry after he was invited late for the school's inauguration, and before he had arrived, Zilla Parishad chairman inaugurated the school by cutting the ribbon. Days after the Mangaluru blast, Karnataka Home Minister and DGP visited the site. Investigating officer briefed the DGP and Home Minister over the blast and took them through the CCTV footage. This comes after alleged terror links have become the focus in the probe. CV Ananda Bose took oath as the new governor of West Bengal. Bose, who was named the new governor on November 17, took oath at the Raj Bhavan. The new governor was administered oath by the Chief Justice of High Court, and Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee and other dignitaries were also present.
I, Dr. C.V. Anand Bose, do swear in the name of God that I will faithfully execute the office of the Governor of West Bengal and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect and defend the Constitution and the law, and that I will devote myself to the service and well-being of the people of West Bengal.
And well, we now get you details of the massive storm over Republic's newsbreak on the 19th of November. Contrary to the claims Satyendra Jain was making from jail of how he was not being given proper food, that has completely fallen flat, of CCTV footage that has emerged where he has been seen eating fruits, vegetables, dry fruits and scrumptious meals that he's been enjoying while his stay in the jail. Reactions have been pouring in over the vvip treatment given to Satyendra Jain. Anurag Thakur, who has hit out at Kejriwal over the very same. Let's listen in.
आम आदमी पार्टी दावे तो उत्तर प्रदेश उत्तराखंड में भी करती थी, वहाँ पर जमानतें जब्त हो गई, सीट जीतना तो दूर की बात थी। 403 सीट वाले उत्तर प्रदेश के विधानसभा में आम आदमी पार्टी की हर सीट पे जमानत जब्त हुई। उत्तराखंड में खाता भी नहीं खुल पाया। पंजाब में उनके स्वास्थ्य मंत्री को 2 महीने बाद इस्तीफा देना पड़ा भ्रष्टाचार के चलते। दिल्ली में आम आदमी पार्टी का स्वास्थ्य मंत्री जेल में है 6 महीने से, और जेल में मज़े और मसाज दोनों का आनंद उठा रहे हैं। आम आदमी पार्टी सत्ता का आनंद तो उठाती थी, भ्रष्टाचार करके जेल में जाकर भी आनंद कैसे उठाया जाता है, मज़े कैसे लिए जाते हैं, मसाज कैसे कराई जाती है, उसका जीता जागता उदाहरण है। ये इतना झूठ बोलते हैं, कोर्ट में आकर खाने की तकलीफ़ की बात करते हैं और भोजन की प्लेट शायद किसी को 5 स्टार में ऐसी ना मिली जैसी उनको जेल में मिल रही है। पानी मिनरल वाटर मिल रहा है, मसाज वहाँ पर हो रही है। तो किस तरह की जेल है ये अरविंद केजरीवाल का मॉडल है कि जेल में भी 5 स्टार सुविधाएं मिलती हैं। भ्रष्टाचार करो और अरविंद केजरीवाल उन सबको ईमानदारी का सर्टिफिकेट देते हैं जो 6-6 महीने से जेल में हैं। ये अरविंद केजरीवाल का मॉडल है कि मोहल्ला अस्पताल में अंदर तो कोई नहीं जाता, बाहर पशुओं की भरमार लगी रहती है। ये कल्पना कीजिए, जहाँ का शिक्षा मंत्री शराब घोटाले में मुख्य आरोपी हो, वो उसको कौन स्वीकार करेगा गुजरात में? उनको स्वीकार कर ही नहीं सकते, क्योंकि गुजरात का तो अपना मॉडल ही पूरा देश स्वीकार करता है। गुजरात नंबर 1 राज्य के रूप में दिखता है।
After claiming that a rapist was actually a physiotherapist giving physiotherapy to Satyendra Jain inside jail, which was actually a head massage and a chumpy and a foot massage, now another video has emerged in which Satyendra Jain can be seen served food which is not from the jail but from outside jail. He is served food by 2 other attendants as if he is in a resort or a restaurant, and there is a variety of delicacies and dishes that are placed before him, as if he's not there for saza of bhrashtachar, but maza of malish and restaurant food. This shows the kind of VVIP treatment that was being given to Satyendra Jain inside Tihar jail.
Sipping into a short commercial break. On the other side, we get you details of how the Karnataka police has confirmed the communal plot. Details emerging on how Sharik wanted to peddle the fake Hindu terror narrative. Also, tensions continue on Assam-Meghalaya border after 6 deaths. Republic reports from the clash site. We'll get you details on the other side.
दिनों में चुनाव प्रक्रिया शुरू हो जाएगी। पिक्चर क्या लग रहा है आपको इस वक्त?
भारतीय जनता पार्टी बहुत अच्छी पोजीशन में है। 1990 के बाद गुजरात में भारतीय जनता पार्टी एक भी चुनाव नहीं आ रही है।
2002 में 127 सीटें मिली थी।
हम इससे
आप कह रहे हैं 2002 के नंबर को आप क्रॉस करेंगे इस बार?
जरूर, इससे ज्यादा सीटें।
आपस में बातचीत चल रही है आम आदमी पार्टी को लेकर, क्या आम आदमी पार्टी एक फैक्टर है इस बार?
इंडिया में जरूर है। गुजरात में जब मैं 50% से ज्यादा मत प्राप्त कर रहा हूँ तब वोट कितना और कहाँ बढ़ता है इसके कोई मायने नहीं रहते। भारतीय जनता पार्टी इस बार 50% से ज्यादा वोट प्राप्त करने जा रही है।
Thank you for staying with Republican, where TRS Garhwal MLA Krishna M. Reddy was seen slapping, holding the collar of a school official person and also abusing him for not inviting him to the school on time so that he could inaugurate the event. Reddy is now trying to justify his behavior. We're getting you all the details in this report.
Extreme arrogance. Clearly power misused. A government official slapped, his collar held and thoroughly insulted by a politician. TRS Garhwal MLA Krishna M. Reddy not just slapped but also abused an official at the government Gurukul school in Jogullamba, Gadwal in Telangana.
ఫోన్ చేస్తాడు 10 సార్లు ఫోన్ చేసినాను అర్ధ గంటకు రండి అర్ధ గంటకు రండి అర్ధ గంట మీరే నన్ను టైం నేను 10:30.
The TRS MLA was angry for receiving an invite for a school event late and that the school was inaugurated before his arrival. Will such lack of control over anger be tolerated? Bureau Report, Republic TV.
Time now for a short commercial break. On the other side, that explosive letter from 2020. Shraddha had complained to the cops in Maharashtra of how Aftab had threatened to kill her and chop her body into pieces. And why did the police not act on Shraddha's complaint back in 2020? Maharashtra Deputy Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis assures investigation. Getting you details on the other side.
प्रभाव कम हो रहा है, कांग्रेस की इंपैक्ट कम हो रही है, और वो जो वैक्यूम है वो कौन उसको फिल करेंगे?
भारतीय जनता पार्टी भी फील कर सकती है। हर बार जनता ऑल्टरनेटिव नहीं ढूंढती है।
आप कह रहे हैं कि आपकी फाइट कांग्रेस पार्टी के साथ, कांग्रेस को प्रिंसिपल ऑपोजिशन क्यों कह रहे हैं गुजरात?
क्योंकि वो है, मैं स्पेकुलेशन के आधार पर तो नहीं कर सकता, जमीनी हकीकत में वो है।
On Saturday, Republic TV broke the Tihar tapes where Satyendra Jain, the jail minister of Delhi, is seen getting a massage. Over the weekend, the Aam Aadmi Party called it physiotherapy, but the details of the man giving the massage has embarrassed the Aam Aadmi Party. Now, a second tape has emerged of him getting all the meals of his choice inside jail at a time when the Aam Aadmi Party claimed that he was not being given good food. That's the biggest story tonight at 7 p.m.
A very good evening. Thank you for staying with us here on Republic. Less than 2 years after Shraddha Walker had written this letter. This letter is what she wrote in the November of 2020. We'll see what she writes. She says, I've been beaten up. I fear I will die. I fear that Aftab is going to cut me into pieces and I will die like this. Perhaps she foresaw what was coming. But what happened? What happened when Shraddha wrote this letter to the cops? Did the Maharashtra state and the police fail her? This is a letter, ladies and gentlemen, that will burn a hole in your soul. We will deep dive into this, also getting more reactions on that. But first up, let's bring up the headlines. After the spa treatment expose, the Tihar CCTV footage shows how the AAP minister's sumptuous meals in the jail cell look like.
दिल्ली में आम आदमी पार्टी का स्वास्थ्य मंत्री जेल में है 6 महीने से, और जेल में मजे और मसाज दोनों का आनंद उठा रहे हैं।
The BJP lashing out, claiming resort-like 5-star jail services for the Aam Aadmi minister, Satyendra Jain. Shraddha's 2020 letter to the Maharashtra police reveals Aftab had threatened to kill and chop Shraddha into pieces 2 years ago.
पत्र मेरे पास भी आया है, मैंने उसको देखा है, बहुत सीरियस पत्र है। उसके ऊपर क्यों कार्रवाई नहीं हुई, इसकी जांच हमको करनी पड़ेगी।
Why did the police not act on Shraddha's complaint in 2020? The Maharashtra Deputy Chief Minister is assuring of a full investigation. Karnataka police confirm communal plot as details emerge now how Sharik wanted to peddle the fake Hindu terror narrative. And tensions continue on the Assam-Meghalaya border after 6 deaths, Republic is reporting from the clash site. So 23rd of November, exactly the letter that I'm holding right now in my hands. We are putting out excerpts also on this wall for you. This is a letter that you have seen first breaking here on Republic. We've been putting it out throughout the day because this is a letter that clearly, for the very first time, is actually, viewers, establishing that Shraddha foresaw her death. She was expecting something like this would happen with her. She raised an alarm. She reached out to the cops. Did the cops do anything? I'll tell you about that in just a bit. But first up, I just want to read excerpts of this letter that's going out on your screens. You're actually seeing the important bits there in red, where she says, he tried to kill me. She's talking also about the parents. In fact, they know that we've been living together, is what Shraddha says. Now, this is a letter that she writes to the police in Vasai. She goes on to, mention about her details, her phone numbers, basic details here. Then she says that Aftab has been abusing me and been beating me up. She literally said this not recently. This is the November of 2020. Exactly 2 years ago. 2 years ago, ladies and gentlemen. She goes on to, in fact, detail whatever happened. She says that he tried to kill me by suffocating me, and this scares and blackmails me. There is also a mention of the parents. The parents of Aftab were aware of all this. They've intervened on a number of occasions. But why did they not help Shraddha? Why did they not speak to Aftab? If this is what Shraddha feared, because remember, she says, we were supposed to get married soon and had the blessings of his family. Henceforth, I am not willing to live with him. So in case of any kind of physical damage, Shraddha says he will be responsible, as he has been blackmailing to kill me or hurt me whenever he sees me anywhere. Signed by Shraddha Walker. And do remember, this letter, ladies and gentlemen, is a letter that is written by Shraddha herself. It's a handwritten letter. It has the stamp of the police. So did the state fail her? Did the Maharashtra police fail Shraddha? Why did they not track more about her whereabouts? And you know what? As we got hands on this letter, we try to juxtapose, tie a lot of loose ends in the entire case. In fact, there is also this chat that we'll actually now try to put out on our screens, a chat that Shraddha has with her ex-boss. Now, very, very carefully look at the timeline of the entire sequence that goes out. If you look very closely, this is the chat that Shraddha has on November the 24th, 2020. Exactly a day after Shraddha writes this letter. So Shraddha writes this letter. She was blackmailed, she was abused, she was threatened by Aftab. She's speaking exactly about this to the ex-boss, where she says, I won't be able to make it today because from all the beating yesterday, she says, I guess my BP is low, my body hurts, energy nahi bachi hai bed se uthne ki. So you see the pattern. She also says, also I need to make sure he moves out. He here is Aftab. But what happened? I'm sure this is a question that's haunting all of you. That if so much was clear, that, Shraddha was not happy, this was a toxic relationship, Shraddha has been talking about it, Shraddha spoke to the ex-boss, why has the police not done anything? Republic tried to get you the very first reaction from the cops on whether Shraddha was forced to take her complaint back. Because exactly 20 days after she files this complaint on the 19th of December in 2020, Shraddha withdraws her complaint. What happened? Was Shraddha pressurized? Let's listen in to what the cops have to say.
इस मामले में जो भी ज़रूरी कार्रवाई करनी थी वो कार्रवाई पुलिस की तरफ से की गई है। जो अर्जी दी गई थी, अर्जी के ऊपर में जांच हुई है। जांच के बाद में खुद जो कंप्लेनेंट ने लिखित बयान दिया है कि उसकी अब कोई कंप्लेंट या तकरार रही नहीं है और जो उसका जो ये था फ्रेंड था, उसके फ्रेंड के माँ बाप ने आके उनको मतलब समझाया था दोनों को भी, और अभी उसकी कोई तकरार नहीं है, ऐसा करके उसने रिटर्न स्टेटमेंट दिया था और जिसके चलते वो मतलब वहीं पे वो क्लोज हो गया।
So you heard the cops. It seems as if the cops have zero responsibility. This is सब कुछ आपस में बात हो गई थी, श्रद्धा ने मामला वापस ले लिया था. But is this case, viewers, as simple? Could Shraddha have been saved? How many killers of Shraddha? Is Aftab alone to be blamed for what happened with Shraddha? Because Shraddha, like I said, foresaw this. Shraddha foresaw this butchery. And who can forget this picture of Shraddha? This is that picture that has haunted all of us. And remember, when we first saw this picture, we were wondering what happened, because Shraddha is a normal, happy-looking girl, and in spite of all these bruises, you know, if you look very clearly here, you will see around her eyes, around her nose, on her cheek, in fact, even on her neck, if you notice, there are strangulation marks. So now we know that before all this happened, Aftab tried to strangulate Shraddha. Shraddha was subjected to torture, and this is why, remember, she actually goes to the cops. She goes and puts out a formal complaint, like anyone would do, you know, who's in an abusive relationship. But the crucial question is, how and why did Shraddha actually take back her complaint? What happened? And why? Why do you have someone who was subjected to all this, and she was admitted, remember, ladies and gentlemen, to a hospital in Vasai for 4 days. For 4 days, Shraddha is in the hospital. She is admitted there. And how is it that neither the investigative agencies, nor the cops, nor the parents, anyone reached out to Shraddha? Let's ask those questions. We have Praveen Dikshit Saab. He's a former DGP of the state of Maharashtra, who's joining us live right now in this edition of the news, as we again and again will talk about this letter, the excerpts of the letter here, a letter that is burning a hole in our souls today. Because Praveen Dikshit Saab, Shraddha foresaw all this. She foresaw her death, sir. I want to understand from you, as a former top cop, what is the SOS, or what really happens when you have a girl who details a complaint like this. She goes to the cops and she says, I fear I will be killed, I will be strangulated.
At the outset, I would like to clarify. The Deputy Chief Minister himself has, on record, mentioned that a detailed inquiry will be made in what exactly has happened. Meanwhile, let us just recall the sequence of events. As you mentioned, on November 23, 2020, Shraddha writes a letter to Tudin's police station, mentioning that she is abused, physically assaulted, and whatever you read just now. So on receipt of this letter, immediately, the sub-inspector from the police station, he swung in action and tried to reach her 2-3 times. She, however, for reasons not known, declined at that time. But on, as you mentioned, on December 19, the sub-inspector was successful in meeting her personally and inquired about it. And as explained by you, she again has given a given a statement in her writing, mentioning that the parents of Aftab have intervened, and she is entering into marriage with Aftab. The marriage is likely to take place, and therefore now she has no more complaint against Aftab, and therefore she mentions that I am closing my complaint with her signature. Again, the sub-inspector confirmed it by asking her, are you sure you are no more interested in pursuing your complaint? She again stresses and says that yes, now I do not have any complaint. I had a dispute, but that dispute apparently has been resolved. And since it has been resolved, now no more complaint against Aftab. Now after this, both of them, I mean, it appears that Shraddha again went back to stay with Aftab. They were staying together for some period, and thereafter they have moved to Delhi to a new address, and then we know what all has happened subsequently. Even in all these things, it appears that the local police station has taken maximum precautions to understand from her whether because you see, when a complaint is made, it is the duty of the police to confirm and find out what the precise point is from the complainant. And if the complainant is ready to withstand the whatever pressures, maybe from her parents-in-law or from anyone, only then the police can take further action against the concerned. But when she herself mentions repeatedly that now there is no dispute, the dispute has been resolved, the parents have intervened, she is likely to marry. Now, in all these cases, in all these circumstances, when she herself has withdrawn, either under pressure or on her own, it is difficult to ascertain at this time. But once she has withdrawn it, then any further action by police is perhaps not approved by the law.
Now, sir, very respectfully, sir, you've been a former DGP of the state of Maharashtra, and very respectfully, I'm just laying out certain questions that come to our mind. A lot of our viewers have been wondering that if this entire sequence of event actually played out, 23rd November, she's writing the letter. 24th, she has this chat with an ex-boss. She mentions about the fact that she cannot come to the office because she has been injured. She has low BP. She doesn't have energy to get up even from the bed. Some days later, she's admitted to a hospital in Vasai. And exactly in 20 days, she withdraws her complaint. Now, I want to know from you that isn't this the real problem when it comes to cases of domestic violence? I mean, this is Shraddha. Shraddha today, who's been scattered in 35 pieces in an obscure forest in Delhi. But she foresaw everything. She foresaw every bit of what Aftab has done with her, sir. Does the Maharashtra state, does the Maharashtra police have zero accountability? Because, sir, you know it better that this is how cases are covered up. आप आपस में समझौता करा दीजिए, कंप्लेंट वापस ले लीजिए. You exactly know what happens, sir.
No, see, the point is, as you rightly mentioned, when a complaint like this comes, the normal course would be to call the concerned person, whoever is accused, whether it is a husband or whether it is the live-in relationship, as well as the parents, and give them a, kind of an understanding in writing that this is the complaint received and whether it is withdrawn or otherwise, but we are warning you that no such violence shall be tolerated. In fact, as you know, there is another act which is called the Protection Officer Act. It's called the Protection Officer. This protection officer, he can be either the Tahsildar of the area or the ward officer of the place if it is a city area. And then the ward officer or the protection officer takes a bond from the concerned person, mentioning that he or whatever the person shall not indulge in any violence. Now, that stage is possible only when the complainant stands by her complaint. If she refuses, and you are very right in mentioning that in cases of domestic violence, unfortunately, most of the ladies are under duress, under pressure, or they have a genuine feeling that instead of pursuing, perhaps the matter may get resolved.
Sir, I hate to interrupt you.
Yeah,
sir.
please.
But I have to ask you this, because the next obvious thing is that if the police is well aware of the entire modus operandi, what really happens in cases like these, that, you had Aftab's parents who intervened, who tried to broker peace and, took Shraddha back. But then you're also talking of the protection officer. Why didn't the police think it was, well within their rights to have a protection officer assigned to Shraddha? Someone could have followed up with her. Because today, tell me, who has killed Shraddha? Is it only Aftab or is it also the system? Hasn't the Maharashtra state, the cops also failed Shraddha? This life could have been saved.
No, see, the protection officer has to be approached by the complainant, not by the police. In fact, when the protection officer takes charge of the situation when the complainant approaches, and if the bond which he has taken is breached, only then the police should come in action. That is the system. That is what the law says. The police on their own cannot refer a person to a protection officer. At the most, they can counsel, they can only mention, but the action has to be taken by the complainant herself. And in this particular situation, when the situation was so serious when Shraddha was under such a threat as well as under physical assault, perhaps it would have been the right step for her, number one, not to withdraw her complaint, number two, approach the protection officer as well and take firm action against such potential criminals.
Okay. All right, Praveen Dixit, the former DGP of the state of Maharashtra there, trying actually to tell us that it's the onus on the complainant, that is Shraddha in the case, and because she took back the complaint, the cops say, listen, we were helpless, we couldn't do much. Now, I'm sure that is not something that has satisfied all of us, because as Republic is, remember, connecting the dots, that's exactly the focus of the investigation. And we would also, in fact, wait to see what has got to be the importance of this entire chain of events now that have been pieced together by Republic. Right now, where is the man in question? Where is Aftab? Aftab is en route to the FSL, that is the Forensic Science Laboratory in Rohini in Delhi, from where Madhurima is joining us. And let's quickly cut across to her. Madhurima, we are learning that there is going to be a polygraph test that will get underway on Aftab in the next few minutes. What more do we know about the procedure? How long will it take? And is there absolutely any response that has come in on the letter that has been accessed by Republic, where Shraddha foresaw everything that happened with her?
Well, Deepsi, as far as the FSL is concerned, they are entirely prepared. We have spoken to the sources over here, and they are all prepared to conduct this particular polygraph test. Now, Aftab has left the Mehruli station, so we, according to the traffic at this point in time, we are thinking that in another 30-40 minutes he will be here, and then he'll be put on a polygraphic test. For that, the kind of apparatus that is needed, that has been prepared by the FSL over here, he will be made to sit in a secluded room that will have a team of 4 to 5 people, including the experts, and this could go on for 30 minutes to a maximum of 2 hours, depending on the kind of questionnaire the police officials have. And then there will be multiple electrodes that will be attached on both of his arms, so as to take in the rate of his heart and the pulses, through which it will be analyzed that if he is speaking the truth or not. So he'll be made to sit on a reclining chair. He'll first be relaxed so that he could breathe in, breathe out properly, so that mapping of his heart rate could be done, following which questions will be asked. First, the primary questions. Yes, Dipti.
Okay, Madhurima there detailing how the test will happen, but I think what's bothered all of us is this letter. You know, this letter that the police today says we can't do anything about because she retracted her complaint, she took it back, Madhurima. But we'll have to see what does the Delhi police do now. Much like what happened in Maharashtra, will the Delhi police be able to get justice for Shraddha? Only for what of time, but I thank you, Dixit Saab, and I also thank Madhurima for getting us that live coverage and that perspective as Republic continues to track that story very, very closely. And do remember, Republic will continue to fight for Shraddha on the other side. We are back with lots more. How many people killed Shraddha? Was Aftab alone, or is the system to be blamed equally? There is this letter that has been accessed by Republic of 2020 that Shraddha wrote to the cops. She went to the police station. She actually told them that I fear Aftab might kill me. But what happened next? No one knows. The reason why we at Republic are asking how many killers of Shraddha? That's a burning question tonight at 8 on Republic. Republic, the other top focus story is what the Aam Aadmi Party has been saying and doing. Physiotherapy or a massage, no one knows. We were told Satyendra Jain is not getting any food, but look at the feast he's having. The first response already coming in from the Aam Aadmi Party.
ये रोज नई कहानी का वीडियो लाएंगे क्योंकि उन्होंने कोई काम तो किया नहीं, कोई झूठे सच्चे वीडियो लाते रहेंगे। हम लोग काम बताएंगे, हम लोग कहेंगे ये कूड़े का पहाड़ साफ होगा, वो कहेंगे वीडियो। आज भारतीय जनता पार्टी के किसी भी नेता से आप पूछो, जनता पूछ रही है इनसे कि भाई 15 साल में क्या किया आपने, कूड़े के पहाड़ों के लिए क्या किया, कूड़े के ढेरों के लिए क्या किया, साफ सफाई के लिए क्या किया। तो ये कहते हैं ये केजरीवाल जी का वीडियो, ये देखो इनका वीडियो, ये देखो उनका वीडियो। बोलते हैं 250 स्टिंग जारी किए, 1000 गालियां केजरीवाल को दी। लोग पूछते हैं भाई वोट तो तुमने कूड़े के साफ करने के लिए मांगा था, फिर कहते हैं नहीं हमने केजरीवाल को 1000 गालियां दी हैं। तो अब फिर पूछते हैं कूड़ा कौन साफ करेगा, बोले जी वो तो हमको नहीं आता, वो तो केजरीवाल जी को ही आता है। इस बार
Hello, welcome. You're watching This is Exclusive with me, Shavin Sen. It's a 5-decade-long border dispute between Assam and Meghalaya, which is once again flared up. Republic Media Network is the only national network to get you a ground report. We'll get you the latest report in this edition of This is Exclusive. But up first, these are the headlines we're tracking for you at this hour. Karnataka police confirmed communal plotters. Details emerge how Sharik wanted to peddle the fake Hindu terror narrative. Tensions continue on Assam-Meghalaya border after 6 deaths. Republic reports from the clash site. After the spa treatment exposure, Tihar CCTV footage shows Aam Aadmi Party ministers' sumptuous meals in the jail cell. Shraddha's 2020 letter to Maharashtra police reveals Aftab had threatened to kill and chop her into pieces.
पत्र मेरे पास भी आया है, मैंने उसको देखा है, बहुत सीरियस पत्र है। उसके ऊपर क्यों कार्रवाई नहीं हुई, इसकी जांच हमको करनी पड़ेगी।
Why did police not act on Shraddha's complaint in 2020? Maharashtra Deputy Chief Minister assures investigation. Well, in fact, with every passing day, there are bigger leads which is now emerging in the Mangaluru blast. The Mangaluru blast, what's important to point out here is that was there a pre-planned narrative where Republic is the only channel which has accessed the proof of the fakery. Republic has now accessed Sharique's fake ID card where he impersonated as a Hindu. His Aadhaar card shows that he disguised himself as a Hindu under the name of Prem. We're going to put out that picture for you on your screens right now. So the full story now emerges. Over the last few days, we've been able to piece together the entire story. How exactly was Sharique operating? Who were his accomplices? And what was the larger motive? It turns out for a smoother operation, Sharique essentially was impersonating. And that's exactly how he was getting the SIM cards. He was staying with a fake name in a lodge in Coimbatore, where we've also got you the latest report on your screens right now. This is the very ID card that was used by Sharique. He was using the name Premraj Utagi, born in the year 1993, 19th November. Sharique impersonating as a Hindu. This is the proof of the fakery. What was the ultimate motive? It turns out that he was not only targeting important locations in Karnataka, it also turns out that temples were also on the target list. And therein comes in the Coimbatore link. The very fact that in Coimbatore too, if you remember, the main accused was actually planning to carry out attacks or target temples. Let me bring in my colleague Prajwal, who's getting us the latest details. Prajwal, apparently there was a larger narrative that this ISIS module was actually targeting. The fact that there is a Hindu narrative that they wanted to weave, what more are you picking up?
Now, Shravan, we get to understand that, that it is being stated that, Sharique was acting as a Hindu. He had impersonated Hindus here, and this exclusive, this exclusive access of the Aadhaar card which Sharique had given to the owner of the room where he was staying in Mysuru, as well as to the person who was training him at the training center for the mobile, study of mobiles, repair of mobiles, extraction of data over there. He has submitted the same proof everywhere here in Karnataka. In Coimbatore, he had gone on to submit another proof stating that he was none other than Arun Kumar Gauli, a resident of Hubballi, is what we get to understand here. So all said and done now, these are massive developments and are pointing only to the fact that Sharique wanted to pose as a Hindu and disturb communal harmony not only in Karnataka but also across South India, mainly targeting Tamil Nadu as well as Kerala.
Well, in fact, let's also take our viewers through some more details that are emerging in the investigation that's been carried out by the Mangaluru police. 3 people we are now given to understand have been detained by the police, and the questioning is underway as we speak right now. Mysuru house owner of Sharique, Mohan Kumar, was questioned. Meanwhile, Muhammad Ruhullah, a resident of Christian colony in Mysuru, has been taken into custody. It is also believed that Muhammad Ruhullah was in constant touch with Sharique. Now, Prajwal, a quick answer from you with regards to the Mysuru link. The very fact that he was staying there for quite some time, was there some sort of a logistical support that he was actually getting in Mysuru? In fact, we're also putting out the pictures, the first pictures of the very house where Sharik was actually staying in Mysuru. That's we'll go full frame with those pictures that we have now accessed. But over to you, Prajwal, for getting us the latest details of the Mysuru connection in the Mangaluru blast.
Shravan, those visuals are the residence of Mohammad Ruhullah, and Sharik just stayed away a few kilometers away from the house. The visuals which we are seeing on our screen, and this particular house is present at the Christian colony in Mysuru, and we are also getting to understand that Mohammad Ruhullah was a key accomplice of Sharik and used to take care of all the logistics in terms of boarding or lodging, and he was also the one who had spoken to Mohan Kumar, the owner of the house in Loknayak Nagar, to rent out this particular room to Sharik, and he's also gone on to provide local transport within Mysore to Sharik. And later it is being learned that he was the one who was carrying all the material around, and he used to deliver it to the doorsteps of Sharik, and Sharik used to go on and assemble all these explosives inside the house. And Mohammad Ruhullah was not picked up in Mysore, but he was picked up in Bengaluru from KG Halli, and later he was handed over to the Mysuru cops, who have now handed him over to the Mangaluru cops now in connection with this particular case. So strong leads are pointing out that Mohammad Ruhullah is one of the second accused, who is also seen in the CCTV on the 19th of November at Padil bus stand when Sharik deboarded the bus on the outskirts of Mangaluru.
Prajwal, for getting us the latest details, a story that we have been tracking very closely, getting you all the angles right from Mangaluru all the way to Coimbatore, and also the fact that now another link that's essentially emerging in Mysuru. A story that we'll get you more details in the days to come. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been a border dispute for almost 5 decades, and it has been coming up time and again. Assam and Meghalaya border dispute has once again flared up, but this time 6 people, including a forest guard, were killed in a firing incident at Mukro village in Meghalaya's West Jaintia Hills. Now, this has led to tensions in the Assam-Meghalaya border villages. Meghalaya has already suspended mobile internet services in 7 districts of the state for about 48 hours as the flare-up on the 2 states' border can escalate quickly. In fact, Assam government has also taken certain decisions. We'll put out those details of what is the cabinet meeting, what was it all about, and what were the decisions that were taken. But take a look at this report that has been filed by my colleague Anirudh. He's there at ground zero, getting you a sense of what's really happening right now at the border village of Assam and Meghalaya.
Violence broke out in border areas of Assam and Meghalaya, leaving 6 people dead. Officials say the violence was triggered by the police action on a truck transporting illegal timber in the early hours of Tuesday. Assam Forest Department intercepted the truck at the Meghalaya border. In a high-speed chase, the officials managed to arrest the driver and 2 others. But soon the situation escalated with a large number of people gathering at the spot against the police. Mobile internet services were suspended in the area to avoid any escalation.
Both the states have restricted movement from one state to another after the violence. Yesterday, internet has been suspended in Meghalaya, Jaintia Hills and the Khasi Hills district, and also all the government events have been cancelled.
After the violence, Meghalaya Chief Minister convened a meeting of top officials to take stock of the situation and announced Rs 5 lakh for the families of the deceased.
We'll be making a visit to Mukro village, and we will be meeting the families of the individuals who have lost their lives, and we will go and we will express our condolences, and we will also hand over the ex gratia checks to the families of the individuals who have lost their lives.
Republic is the only channel to report from ground zero and get you first-hand details of the eyewitness and the locals of that area.
बहुत ज़्यादा भीड़ हुआ, भीड़ होके मतलब वो लोग दाव सब लाठी साची लेके आके मतलब पूरा हम लोग का ऊपर अटैक हुआ, तो फायरिंग भी हुआ और हम लोग का घाट का आदमी भी एक मर गया और जो कैम्प था हम लोग का कैम्प भी चला के, मेरा बाइक भी था उसमें, एक बाइक भी जल गया, कैम्प से सब जल गया, जितना था उधर अंदर जितना सामान था सब जल गया.
The violence took place months after the agreement signed by Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma and Meghalaya Chief Minister Conrad Sangma to resolve border disputes. The agreement was hailed as a historic move by Union Home Minister Amit Shah. The two states have a long-standing dispute in 12 areas of over 884 kilometers stretch along the border. While an agreement has been reached on some areas, talks are on to resolve disputes in the remaining 6 areas. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
Well, in fact, there are at least 12 locations across the Meghalaya-Assam border which appears to be completely disputed. And that is the reason why, from time to time, both sides have only led to these kind of clashes that you are seeing. What is the reason behind it, and what's the current situation on the ground? My colleague Anirudh was there to get you a sense of what's really happening on the ground. Take a look at these ground reports.
The Assam-Meghalaya border in West Karbi Anglong district of Assam and the West Zentia Hill district of Meghalaya is now shrouded with an eerie silence. I am right now in Mokoilum village, one of the forward villages in the Assam-Meghalaya border, and exactly 10 kilometers from this spot is the place where the situation turned violent yesterday morning, which resulted in death of 6 individuals, including one forest guard from Assam. After the incident, an undeclared emergency situation exists along the border, and I would like to ask my Vijay Ashok to show these visuals. The market is completely empty. Most of the shops and establishments remain closed. There is no vehicular movement along the border. Both the states have restricted movement from one state to another after the violence. Yesterday, internet has been suspended in Meghalaya, Zentia Hills and the Khasi Hills district, and also all the government events have been cancelled. Chief Minister Conrad Sangma is visiting the spot in Mukro today where the violence took place yesterday.
On Saturday, Republic TV broke the Tihar tapes where Satyendra Jain, the jail minister of Delhi, is seen getting a massage. Over the weekend, the Apni Party called it physiotherapy, but the details of the man giving the massage has embarrassed the Apni Party. Now a second tape has emerged of him getting all the meals of his choice inside jail at a time when the Apni Party claimed that he was not being given good food. That's the biggest story tonight at 7 p.m. In the last episode, we got you that exclusive interview with Sajjad Lone. Tonight, we get you another emerging leader from Jammu and Kashmir. Just ahead of the Jammu and Kashmir elections, my colleague Gursimran had an exclusive interview with Apni Party chief Altaf Bukhari, where he spoke on the wide range of topics. And remember, Altaf Bukhari essentially is now being touted as an emerging leader. His rallies that were conducted just about a couple of days ago has seen a large number of people turning out. Listen.
As you move towards the elections, it seems that in a day's time from now, the Delimitation Commission summary revision exercise will also be completed. The next step seems to be the elections in Jammu and Kashmir. Are you all prepared for the elections, and how you plan to contest it?
Thank you very much for taking me on your interview. We expect the electoral rolls to be out tomorrow, and that is the final of the many things which has been said by the Honorable Home Minister of India, that after all this exercise, elections would be announced. I'm sure Election Commission would be looking at the possible dates of holding the elections now that all the processes have been completed. Having said that, your question about if we are prepared, I think we have been with the people all through this year. Throughout, you must have watched us in Jammu, in different parts of Jammu, in different parts of the valley, which we capped with a rally on the 12th of November in Srinagar, which was in itself a historical rally, people say after 83. I'm clear people want restoration of their state assembly, elections to be held so that they have their own elected government. And for that, we are all set.
You're all set on your own or with help of someone. Clearly, I want to ask, will you be contesting on all 90 seats across Jammu and Kashmir, or will there be a pre-poll alliance with someone?
As far as Apni Party and Altaf Bukhari goes, we have not taken the decision as yet, because once the elections will be announced, we'll take a decision in our highest body and accordingly let you know. But as of now, since elections have not been announced, we have not taken a decision, but we are preparing in all the 90 seats. But whether we fight it alone, whether we fight it in alliance, will be decided by the highest decision-making body of the party, which will be meeting immediately after the elections are announced.
See, Bukhari Sahab, there have been serious allegations on you that you are not Apni Party or a new party that has come for change. You have been installed by the Bharatiya Janata Party, the union government at the center, just to bifurcate the votes, just to do the vote share, to divide the votes so that the traditional parties, be it the National Conference, the PDP, the Congress, they cannot survive and they don't get the vote share they used to get. How do you react to this allegation?
Simran, I think the rally on 12th of November is in itself an answer for everybody, including BJP. This is a ploy employed by all our detractors, including BJP. But Alhamdulillah, people of Jammu and Kashmir have shown that Apni Party is their Apni Party. This is the party they trust. They trust the truth which we speak. They trust the issues which we raise, the achievable issues. We don't talk of star and moons. We talk of what is achievable. When we talk of statehood, that is achievable. When we talk of, when we came into being, we said we will protect the jobs. We did protect the jobs for the residents of Jammu and Kashmir.
But when you say you don't buy them stars and moons, people also put an allegation that you don't care for the emotions of the people of J&K, as you don't speak of restoration of Article 370. This is what opposition parties are claiming.
My dear friend, who says this? I am saying that is what they are befooling people. I say 370 and 35A article are in the Supreme Court. That will be restored by Supreme Court. And I made it very clear. Altaf Bukhari, if it means to hire the best lawyers of this country, we will. That is all we can do. Altaf Bukhari cannot argue. Apni Party cannot argue. The lawyers have to argue. The judges have to give the judgment. I will not tell people I will get it. Like PhD says, we will restore it. They can't restore it. They have not been able, they said the same thing when there were elections for the third tier of Panchayat. Let me make it very clear. Elections, no elections. Elections for Panchayats, local bodies, or even the assembly can also not restore it. It is only the Supreme Court of India which can restore it. Why not? But I will not raise the passions of people for it.
As you said that you will be hiring the best lawyers, that means you will be going for the restoration of Article 370 in the Supreme Court as and when the hearing starts.
No, we will. Everybody in Jammu and Kashmir is a party in it. Every person, every resident of Jammu and Kashmir is a resident. Who does not want? I tell you very honestly, I want tomorrow the PRC to be restored. Why shouldn't the PRC be restored? Yes, of course, it was illogical not to allow our daughters and sisters. That should be scrapped. Why a permanent resident certificate should be restored back. It is a right. We all have a right to that.
Altaf Sahab, you have been in the PDP, you have seen the working of the National Conference. There is no doubt to it that they are cadre-based parties. Your party is new one to it, you are just trying to establish your cadre, and that's happening. But how you plan to take on those traditional parties, be it the Congress, the National Conference, the PDP, they all have their cadre there, be it in Kashmir or in parts of Jammu. So how you plan to take on them?
I'll tell you very honestly, much water has flown down the River Jhelum since 2019. Today, people believe what is achievable and what is not achievable. People also can make out a difference who is trying to befool them, who is not trying to befool them. The fact of the matter is our future lies with New Delhi. It is also a fact. Whatever wrong has happened because of New Delhi. If we are in pain, the pain has been inflicted by Delhi. But solutions are also in Delhi. Solutions do not lie anywhere else. People who say that talk to X, talk to Y, talk to Z are befooling. We in Apni Party are the believers that all our issues have a resolution in Delhi. The issues are also because of Delhi. I will not say they are not because of Delhi, but the resolutions are also in Delhi.
Farooq Sahab yesterday said that whenever I say that we should talk to Pakistan, there is a hue and cry. Home Minister says this and that, and then they label me as the anti-national. But one day they have to speak to Pakistan. What is your take on that?
I do politics within the contours of the boundary of this country. I'm not an international politician. I'm a politician hailing from Jammu and Kashmir who is trying to restore the basic rights of our people, basic rights what people in other states get. Why do I talk of something which I am not concerned about? I am concerned about my basic rights of my people, like restoration of my statehood, restoration of all those rights which were bestowed on us. So I don't think for me to speak what should be our foreign policy falls within my domain. Having said that, Pakistan is a neighbor. We wish them well.
Shraddha's complaint letter dated November 23, 2020 accessed. She warned that Aftab will cut me up. Did inaction on Shraddha's letter with chilling details lead to the gruesome murder?
उसके फ्रेंड के माँ बाप ने आके उनको मतलब समझाया था दोनों को भी, और अभी उसकी कोई तकरार नहीं है, ऐसा करके उसने रिटन स्टेटमेंट दिया था.
Maharashtra police says Shraddha's complaint was retracted after she was convinced by friends' parents. New tape of Satyendra Jain in Tihar dismisses his claim of no good food in jail. Video shows him enjoying meal. But Aam Aadmi Party not ready to admit an act. Party remains in denial of the tape. Assam government holds key meeting in the national capital. Assam cabinet approves CBI investigation in the firing incident. We've heard about the gruesome murder of Shraddha Walkar, the young woman who was killed by her live-in partner Aftab in Delhi. How the accused Aftab murdered her, chopped her into pieces and then disposed of her body across Delhi. But she had reached out to the police in 2020. Republic has accessed that letter from 2020 where she had sought help from the police. Now, this is the letter that is coming out, and her letter to the Maharashtra police is out in public now. Let's see what she'd said in this letter.
I, Ms. Shraddha Vikas Walkar, age 25, would like to report Aftab Amin Poonawala, age 26, who currently lives at B302 Regal Apartment, Vijay Vihar Complex near ARC Bhavan, has been abusing me and been beating me up. Today, he tried to kill me by suffocating me, and he scares and blackmails me that he will kill me and cut me up in pieces and throw me away. It's been 6 months he has been hitting me, but I did not have the guts to go to the police because he would threaten to kill me. His parents are aware that he beats me and that he tried to kill me. They also know that we're living together in East and they visit on weekends. I lived with him till date, as supposed to get married soon and had the blessings of his family. Henceforth, I'm not willing to live with him, so in case of any kind of physical damage, he will be responsible, as he has been blackmailing me to kill me or hurt me whenever he sees me anywhere.
We have Rajat Shukla, Shraddha's a friend, who's joining us live on this broadcast. Rajat, we just played out the letter for our viewers where she said that Aftab had threatened her. He had in fact tried to kill her, and he also threatened to chop her into pieces. Now, did you know about this letter that Shraddha wrote?
You know, sadly, Aftab was too clever, too cunning to get Shraddha out from all his friends, college friends, vicinity friends, the family, everybody. And there were only people, the only people who were connected to Shraddha and were knowing that, you know, Aftab is being violent to them were Aftab's parents themselves. And it is so sad that Aftab's parents are, you know, actually they are not even traceable, they're not even reachable. They are also party to the crime. They are equally responsible for whatever has happened. And when the complaint was launched, you know, it was in front of the police. It is so sad that police, when knowing that there was a threat to the life, attempt to murder was certainly a charge that should have been there. When there is, you know, already, you know, he has hit her and tried to kill her, you know, I think there has to be some charge on that. Life-threatening things he has said. That again, that there is a charge for that. I'm not aware of what those charges are, but I am very sure there are charges for this. And why were those charges not put on Aftab? And why? And on what grounds Aftab was not questioned and was given a clear chit? who was the officer then who was, responsible in this case, who shut this case? What is this behavior of a policeman? On what grounds? Is it just that a female comes and speaks about life, like literally life-threatening things? Her life is in danger. She can be cut into pieces. She was already tried to be murdered. On moral grounds, I think, on actually the real responsibilities of a policeman, he should have actually seen it as a very serious case when the female is herself, admitting. So this is absolutely something truly disappointing from the police side. And I think there is no sorry for this. Everybody who is coming from the police side and everybody who is coming from politicians' side, I think it is very sad that they are not understanding the sensitivity of the matter. She had herself revealed about it and it happened to her. I think everybody is a failure and should be shameful about this.
Rajat, your anger is very much justified because when we see the letter and the words that she'd written, when Aftab threatened her that he would chop her into pieces, and something similar probably happened also to her. So, and the police is justifying this by saying that in a few days she'd also written a letter and asked for the complaint to be withdrawn. And in this letter, she had mentioned that probably her friend's parents intervened and they reached a compromise. So, do you think Aftab's parents intervened, and are they also complicit in this entire cover-up?
Absolutely, they are. I mean, the sad part is Aftab's parents from the very start of their relationship knew that Aftab is what kind of a person. He is a drug addict. He is somebody who threatens his partner, somebody who also tries and beats her up. The photos that are out are only few things, but as informed by the friends, I wasn't there at that time, but the friends who were there, they say that she literally had blood marks here, just below the cheekbone, here near the neck, also near her waist, big blood clots, and she literally went to the police station with these severe marks. How can the police justify this by saying that she came and she said now everything will be all right? How is that possible? Somebody says that, okay, we will not do this again. I mean, Aftab would now also say, oh, I murdered her, but now I will not do the murder again. But Aftab will be punished, right? Aftab was supposed to be punished then, there and then in the year 2020 itself. Why was he not punished?
Absolutely. If the police had probably acted on the 2020 letter and acted against Aftab, then probably this wouldn't have happened in 2022. Also, Rajat, coming back to about the withdrawal complaint that has surfaced as well. This was just in December, just a few days after the complaint was filed. Do you think Shraddha was also pressurized to withdraw this complaint?
Absolutely, she would have. Because the only people who were there close to her were Aftab's parents. And in the very conscious decision that they did, that, they knowing that her son, their son is, a psycho, somebody who is of a criminal mind, somebody who is so cunning. Is Shraddha some rehabilitation? What did they think about Shraddha? They literally pulled Shraddha to die. So they are equally responsible for the murder that has happened. Equally responsible.
Rajat, do you believe that there should be an investigation into the inaction by the Maharashtra police in 2020, because we had a reaction from the Deputy Chief Minister as well. He said that they will look into the matter. Do you demand a reinvestigation? Do you demand an investigation into the go-slow in this entire case?
Absolutely. This is the behavior of policemen. Everybody, you, me, and all the viewers know. You go to the police station, the people sitting there, the policemen, generally, I won't say everybody, but generally, they are not bothered to know what's happening in your life. They are bothered to actually send you on this table, that table, and home. They are really not taking the responsibility to understand what a person is feeling. You can do it anywhere. You do a sting anywhere, in any police station. Just go and tell them that this is the issue. They are not ready to listen. As if the Britishers are gone, but the police is still left. They think they are some rulers, and they are not bothered about what the citizens are suffering. Absolutely disappointing and shameful.
Rajat, this is a letter that was written 2 years back by Shraddha when she was in Mumbai to the Vasai police, and we know that 2 years back there was a completely different government. What would be your take on this inaction by the police under the previous government?
Well, I don't know much about the government politics and stuff, but one thing that I understand from the government is during their tenure, I think the Palghar Sadhu Hatyakand had also happened, and they actually said it is still very loud and clear in front of the people. They were Adivasis, and police felt alone. They didn't do anything, and clean check. That was something that had happened. And the much that I understand about Shiv Sena, Balasaheb Thackeray was somebody who was himself a Bhagwadhari, and a Bhagwadhari gets killed in the name of a child stealer, literally. So that was, I think, the face of the government then. Actually expecting things from them is something too much of expectations that I understand.
Rajat, your anger is completely justified on the inaction of the police. Thank you very much for talking to Republic TV. And in fact, for our viewers, let's play out that reaction of the police, of the Vasai police, where they said that they did not investigate this matter because Shraddha had withdrawn her complaint.
इस मामले में जो भी ज़रूरी कार्रवाई करनी थी वो कार्रवाई पुलिस की तरफ से की गई है। जो अर्जी दी गई थी, अर्जी के ऊपर में जांच हुई है। जांच के बाद में खुद जो कंप्लेनेंट ने लिखित बयान दिया है कि उसकी अब कोई कंप्लेंट या तकरार रही नहीं है, और जो उसका जो ये था फ्रेंड था, उसके फ्रेंड के माँ बाप ने आके उनको मतलब समझाया था दोनों को भी, और अभी उसकी कोई तकरार नहीं है, ऐसा करके उसने रिटर्न स्टेटमेंट दिया था, और जिसके चलते वो मतलब वहीं पे वो क्लोज हो गया।
And Maharashtra Deputy Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis spoke to the media earlier, and he said that this is a serious issue. Inaction by the police is a serious issue, and this matter will be investigated.
देखिए, वो पत्र मेरे पास भी आया है, मैंने उसको देखा है, बहुत सीरियस पत्र है। उसके ऊपर क्यों कार्रवाई नहीं हुई, इसकी जांच हमको करनी पड़ेगी। मैं किसी पर दोषारोपण नहीं करना चाहता, लेकिन इस प्रकार के पत्रों पर कार्रवाई अगर नहीं हुई तो ऐसी घटनाएं होती है, इसलिए जरूर उसकी जांच की जाएगी।
क्या आपको लग रहा है जान बच सकती थी यदि कार्रवाई कर ली तो?
जी बिल्कुल, ऐसा है, कार्रवाई होती तो शायद जान बच भी जाती।
Heading into a short break right now. After the break, we'll get you more details about Satyendra Jain's VVIP treatment in Tihar jail. New tape shows how he gets good food in jail. And Assam government has held a key meeting in the national capital. Assam cabinet has approved CBI investigation into the firing incident. Now, posts a furor over AAP Minister Satyendra Jain receiving massages in Tihar jail. There is another controversy related to Satyendra Jain. Another video from Tihar jail has emerged where Jain can be seen taking a proper meal, a meal which is not served to the jail inmates conventionally. This is a report.
Three days after the Tihar massage tapes broken by Republic sparked a massive political storm,
मसाज चंपी क्यों चल रहा है? क्यों उन्होंने कैदी के कपड़े नहीं पहने हैं? क्यों मिनरल वाटर, टीवी और एसी की सुविधा वहां है? इसका कोई उत्तर उस दिन नहीं मिला था।
किसी की बीमारी और किसी के इलाज को इस हद तक घटिया पने पर उतरकर उस पर राजनीति करना, ये महारत केवल भारतीय जनता पार्टी को आती है। भारतीय जनता पार्टी के अलावा मुझे नहीं लगता कि दुनिया में कोई और कर सकता है इस तरह का घटिया काम।
Yet another video of the AAP minister who is lodged in Tihar jail over money laundering charges has now surfaced. The video comes 24 hours after AAP claimed that Satyendra Jain was being denied basic food in the jail. Watch this.